Today, we're diving into something pretty interesting at the crossroads of gaming and crypto.
Yeah, specifically, we've got sources on this project called Deputy Dogs, or DDAWGS, pronounced DDAWGS. They're making some big claims about, reimagining the whole NFT gaming scene.
It's definitely an important stack to look at because, for a while now, gaming NFTs have felt a bit limited, like profile pics, maybe some badges, static stuff.
Right, pretty superficial.
Exactly. So our mission today is to cut through that. We're digging into the actual mechanics, the economic plans, trying to pull out the four really specific ways DDAWGS says they'll use NFTs differently.
Making them dynamic, active parts of the game, not just things you collect and forget about.
That's the goal. We want to find those nuggets that could define what's next for these in-game economies.
Okay, so this is basically our shortcut to understanding that potential shift, maybe away from some of the older play-to-earn models.
Yeah, the sources really emphasize things like evolving assets, making progression feel really personal, and this idea of a truly player-driven economy.
Before we jump into the four big ideas, you probably need to set the stage economically right. How are they planning to actually make this sustainable?
Absolutely crucial point because, well, we saw a lot of early crypto games kind of stumble, didn't they?
Yeah, they relied heavily on constantly bringing new people in or just selling endless packs of starter items. Felt a bit like a house of cards sometimes.
It often was, just not sustainable. So the DDAWGS sources, they make a point of saying they're shifting to a transaction-based model for revenue. Sustainability is the keyword.
Meaning the money doesn't just come from the developer selling new stuff.
Right. The main economic engine, according to this, isn't the initial sale. It's the players actually using, trading, selling, and renting the assets already in the ecosystem.
Okay. So the marketplace becomes central. It's where the activity happens, and that activity generates the revenue.
That's exactly it. It's the circulatory system, like you said.
Yeah.
The revenue comes from transaction fees, buying, selling, and importantly, renting these NFTs.
The rental part sounds interesting.
It's key. It shifts the focus from the developer needing to constantly supply new things to the players demanding and exchanging value amongst themselves. The developer's job then becomes keeping the market healthy and active.
Okay, that makes sense. It aligns incentives differently. So let's get into it. These four groundbreaking ways. What's the first one that makes these NFTs more than just static pictures?
All right, number one is pretty core to gameplay, evolving in-game tools as NFTs.
Okay, so like weapons, shields, armor, the usual gear.
Exactly, especially thinking about player versus player, PvP combat. But here's the twist.
Go on.
These tools, represented as NFTs, actually gain experience. They get better, maybe more damage, better defense, whatever, based on the player's success using them. Like, every time you win a fight with that sword, NFT.
The sword itself levels up. The NFT tracks that.
Precisely. It's not just a token saying you own it. It's a record, a living artifact that shows your skill, your victories, baked right into the asset itself.
Wow. Okay. That immediately makes the item's value tied to how good the player is and how much time they've put in.
Right.
Wait, doesn't that create a potential problem? If the best gear only gets better by winning, doesn't that make it super hard for new players to even compete? Like, the rich get richer, power-wise.
That's a really valid concern, and it seems they've thought about it. This is where that rental mechanism becomes really important again.
Okay, so you don't just sell your superpowered sword, you can rent it out.
Exactly. The marketplace is set up for both. So a veteran player, someone who's put in the time and gotten those victories, they can earn passively by renting out their high-level, battle-proven NFT gear.
And a newer player could then, rent that awesome sword for a tough boss fight or a weekend of PvP.
Yeah.
To stand a chance.
That's the idea. It gives newer players a way to temporarily access competitive tools without needing that huge upfront investment or having to somehow beat top players right away. It bridges the gap.
So it creates flexibility, keeps the asset circulating, generates income for veterans, gives access to newcomers.
Yeah.
That actually sounds pretty smart.
It aims for that economic flow, yeah. To make sure that success isn't just locked away with one player. It can benefit the whole economy through these rentals and the associated fees.
Okay, cool. So that's evolving tools. What's innovation number two? You mentioned progression tracking.
Yeah, the second one is NFT-based game progression tracking. This leans more towards, say, quest-based games or games with strong narratives.
So not just combat wins, but completing quests or finding secrets.
Right. Think about achieving a major milestone in the game. maybe finishing a really tough hidden quest line or making a specific choice in a branching story, instead of just getting a little achievement pop-up that only you see.
Which usually means nothing outside the game itself.
Exactly. Here, that achievement, that milestone, is minted as a unique NFT.
Okay, but how's that different from just a digital badge, really? What makes the NFT format special here?
It's about the data embedded in it and its uniqueness. These progression NFTs aren't generic. They're tied to your specific playthrough.
Meaning?
Well, the metadata could record things like how long it took you, maybe the character build you used, the difficulty setting, even the exact in-game date you did it. It makes it a personalized record.
So instead of everyone having the same Beat the Dragon badge, my NFT proves I beat the dragon on this date, maybe using only basic gear or whatever the specifics were.
Precisely. It becomes a showcaseable, maybe even tradable piece of your personal game narrative. Your journey itself becomes an asset.
It's actually really cool and makes progress feel more tangible, more like a real accomplishment you can point to, almost like a trophy, but with proof built in.
Yeah, it elevates it beyond just stats. It's about narrative capital, you could say. It gives players who maybe focus on exploring or challenge runs, not just PvP, something valuable and unique to show for it.
Okay, I see the value there. Now, you said the next 2 points get into character appearance and player interaction. That feels like where things could get really personal.
Definitely. Point number 3 is about character customization and growth NFTs. This is all about your avatar, what they look like, what they wear.
So clothes, accessories, maybe unique visual effects.
Exactly that. Think of your character's digital wardrobe, items that define their look or maybe offer some cosmetic abilities. But again, there's a dynamic layer.
They evolve too, like the weapons.
Sort of, yeah. There's a growth layer. These customization NFTs aren't just static skins. They can apparently evolve or unlock new features over time.
How, like, based on using them?
It could be linked to player activity while the item is equipped, or maybe tied to specific in-game events, or just time invested. Maybe a cloak starts simple but gradually unlocks new color patterns or particle effects the longer you use it or the more you achieve while wearing it.
Huh. So picking your outfit isn't just about looking good now, it's also kind of a strategic investment in how you look, or maybe what minor perks you'll have later on.
That seems to be the idea. It adds a layer of planning. You're not just buying a look, you're investing in an aesthetic or identity that matures.
Does that mean you're kind of locked in, though? Like, if I start evolving a cool hat, but then decide I don't like the final look, am I stuck?
That's a good question. It probably does add some weight to your choices, yeah. It encourages commitment, maybe. But the flip side, the sources suggest, is that a fully evolved, unique cosmetic item would be quite rare and potentially valuable in the marketplace precisely because of that time and commitment invested. It rewards dedication.
Makes your avatar genuinely unique, not just one of 1,000 using the same popular skin.
And that idea of player-driven value and interaction leads right into the 4th point.
Which is?
The NFT-based in-game economy and bartering system.
Bartering, like actual player-to-player trading, not just using an auction house with game currency.
Exactly. This sounds like a deliberate nod back to older MMOs where you actually had to, talk to people and negotiate deals directly, but formalized using the tech.
So I could trade my evolved NFT shield
directly for someone else's rare resource NFT, or maybe for a temporary service like getting a crafting specialist to make something for you, perhaps.
Or maybe trade an NFT for a temporary power-up from another player to help beat a boss.
Yeah, things like that. Special abilities, temporary boosts, access all potentially tradable directly using NFTs as the medium of exchange, not just game gold.
Wow, okay. That definitely encourages more direct player interaction.
Yeah.
A real community feel, maybe. But how do you make that secure? Bartering outside a fixed currency system sounds risky. How do you stop scams?
That's where the blockchain and smart contracts come in. The sources mention this system relies on secure, automated contracts to handle the exchange. Meaning the contract ensures the trade happens atomically. If you agree to trade your NFT shield for, say, 100 units of a rare resource NFT, the contract makes sure both transfers happen simultaneously or neither happens at all.
Ah, okay. So the tech itself guarantees the trade, removing the need for trust between the players.
Essentially, yes. It provides that trust layer technologically, allowing a more complex peer-to-peer bartering economy to function safely. It fosters that interaction without the inherent risk of old-school manual trades.
That makes sense. It enables the social part by handling the security part. Creates value beyond just fighting monsters.
Right. It aims for a truly cyclical economy where negotiation and contributing different kinds of value, not just combat prowess, are rewarded.
Okay, let's try and wrap this up for you, the listener. We started by saying basic NFTs weren't enough for sustainable game economies. And this DDAWGS project, based on these sources, seems to be tackling that with 4 interconnected ideas.
Yeah, first, evolving tools. Gear that gets better with your victories, tracked on the NFT itself. Second, progression tracking. Turning your unique game journey, your achievements, into personalized, tradable NFT narratives.
Third, growing customization. Avatar items that evolve over time, adding a strategic layer to personalization. And fourth, NFT bartering. A secure system for direct player-to-player trades of assets and even services.
And the common thread through all of this is making the NFT more than just a certificate of ownership. It's about integrating it deeply into the gameplay loop and the economy.
Making it dynamic, useful, valuable because of what you do with it.
Exactly. The goal seems to be enhancing the whole experience, making it feel more immersive, more yours, and economically rewarding because your time, skill, and unique path are actually recorded and have tangible, tradable value.
It elevates playtime into something more like building digital capital.
Yeah.
And it all seems to hinge on that active marketplace supporting sales, purchases, and especially rentals.
Which, yeah, really does change the dynamic between the player and their digital stuff.
Absolutely. Which leaves us with a final thought for you to mull over. If your NFTs really do track your unique journey, your specific victories, and you can actually rent out the tools that embody that hard-won experience, how does that fundamentally change how we think about owning things versus just having access to them in a digital world? Does widespread renting make the top players into digital landlords, controlling access to power?
Or does it actually level the playing field by making high-end experiences or tools more accessible, even if temporarily?
Yeah. What new kinds of teamwork, or maybe even new kinds of competition, could emerge when you blend this idea of asset evolution with the ability to rent out that evolved power? Something to think about.
Definitely food for thought.